Welcome student. In this video we will discuss about the electrolysis of water. Now in the previous video we have discussed what is electrolysis. That is, we have to pass electrical current through an electrolyte which is fused state or in aqueous solution and resulting in a formation of new substances. This is the setup of electrolysis, and these two are electrode, the positive electrode connected to the positive terminal of the battery, the negative electrode known as cathode connected to the negative terminal of the battery, and here is the electrolyte, which is basically impure water. By impure water I mean it is pure water with some salt added to it. Now why we are adding salt? Because pure water contains H plus and OH ions, but the amount of H plus and OH ions are very low, thus resulting a lower conductivity. To increase the conductivity, hence to increase the number of H plus ions and OH minus ions in the electrolyte, we have to introduce some salt to it, which increases the number of H plus ion and OH minus ion in the electrolyte. Now if we connect this setup to an external battery, a current passes through it and resulting the H plus ions being positively charged, they are attracted to the cathode and they move toward this direction, and the negatively charged ions, OH minus or hydroxyl ions, they are attracted towards the positive terminal or the anode and they move towards this direction. And in this direction, since the cathode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, it contains high number of electrons in it. So what happens whenever H plus ions come to the vicinity of this cathode, they interact with the cathode and gains an electron from the cathode and becomes neutral and becomes hydrogen atom, and two H atoms make one H2 molecule and they are in gaseous state. And if we put a jar above this cathode, we can contain the H2 gas formed. Now what happens to the OH minus ions? These OH minus ions being negatively charged, they are attracted by the anode, they move in this direction and they lose their extra negative charge to the anode because this is positively charged, resulting there is a lack of electrons in this electrode. Hence the electrons of OH readily displace from OH minus to this electron and it becomes neutral OH. And what happens to neutral OH? They basically form H2O and oxygen. Now if we balance this, what happens? 2 of this, 1 of this, 4 OH. This is the balanced equation. The 4 oxygen of 4 OH molecule, the oxygen and the water molecules, and this oxygen can be contained by putting an container over this, a gas jar over this, oxygen can be preserved, and in this way we can perform the electrolysis of water. But what we have to keep in mind that we cannot use pure water as the electrolyte, we have to use impure water, that is with some additional salt added to pure water. This is all about the electrolysis of water. Thank you. For testing your understanding of this lesson and more videos, log on to www.tubelessons.net.